Hey, everybody, welcome to another Compliments episode wrap up 4. Oh, man, we've been waiting. Episode
Nice.
69 of The Dice That Bind Us.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
The moon number.
And this was the best episode for this number.
This episode was nice.
Honestly,
it's good.
Yeah.
This is the Compliments wrap up for that episode. The episode, for the recap for those of you at home, may not know what we're talking about, is the last one posted yesterday. And it is the episode where we finished the combat with the Goliath and some crazy shit happened. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you have not watched that episode and you came here to get the sick compliments, you need to go watch that episode before you listen to the compliments, because I guarantee there'll be some spoilery shit coming up.
Spoilers,
And
sweetie.
There's some big stuff that happened in that episode. So make sure you're caught up before you watch the compliments wrapped up.
Yep.
That being said, who wants to go first, fam?
You know what? I'll do it. Unless Ian wants to go first.
No, do it.
Okay. Just making sure, because that
Sticking
face.
around.
that
The
face.
initiative on Hero today.
Yeah,
I
did the
know.
intro.
Did the
Yeah,
intro.
no, if you want to go
Come
first, like all means, please.
Everybody in this group, from DM down, everybody needs to be complimented because we all did such amazing, wonderful things tonight, and we all brought an A game that took lots of twists and turns, and there was a lot of creative thinking going on, a lot of problem solving, and we all did some amazing things tonight. Garagak was amazing. Well, Leonin with the that was a struggle, dude. And this is where my compliment goes to you. You struggled trying to figure out what would Garagak do, WWGD, and it came down to the card, and it was clutch, and it came to a dice roll. And now the entire universe is in topsy-turvy in Alex's head again. And
Coda again single-handedly broke the meta lore of this campaign.
and I'm
love
here
it.
for it. I love it. And yeah, I mean, it was what Garagak would do, and it was a dice roll. And our dice rolls changed this world so much already, and I'm sure they will into the future. So yeah, I have to compliment you on that, and I'm sure others will as well. For myself, sticking to the character of Argus and the chaos that he brings, and his absolute disdain of the order of Xerxes, I stuck to it, and I tried to do the best that Argus could do with as much as he had, getting him back into the fight, and then showboating for the crowd at the end.
He shouted "fuck Xerxes" on national television,
Yes, he
a television
did.
show
Closest
that
you
we
can
know
get to
Xerxes
national
was
television.
watching.
Yep. And up to this point, Xerxes didn't know who he was, really. So, I mean, he knows who Xerxes is, or at least, what they stand for. And the fact that they destroyed the Chaos Realm, that Dandyland. So, yeah, I stuck to my guns and played the character. And so for myself and Coda, I'm giving us the same compliment. We stuck to our characters. And I'm going to throw it to you, Coda.
Me?
Yeah.
For other people, I was actually gonna do a two-parter. I was gonna give it to first part Lysander, because I love that you got to finally play out your extremely awkward, like in shock. Yes, I love this person, but I don't know where to put my hands. Hi, Olan. It was just great. Just so super, like, I just don't know what to do, but I like you, but you're here. But you were dead. But now you're here.
But you weren't dead. What? You were in my shield?
Yeah. It was just great. And then for Argus, like everything you said about how you play your character, but I also really like the idea, and you've done this before, where you're like, hey, I want to do this thing. Let's let the dice decide if I can do this thing. And it's not even like you have to make a roll check or anything, but I really like that idea where you're like, yeah, let's roll in performance and see if I can actually do this. I think that's really cool. It might be something I start doing because I really like that idea. It's neat. And then for myself, I had to battle my metagaming real hard when he said pick a name because I had a feeling it was something like that. And I really wanted to throw it at an ancient dragon. I was so close to naming.
Terrence?
Yeah, I was close to naming like Terrence or the dragon that met us after the Oracle Temple. It was like,
Quaxel.
hey, if you
Not
guys
dead.
harm dragons, I'll
Oh,
kill you
but yeah,
guys.
it doesn't need to be dead. Yeah, Coaxel
just
would be on our side.
Any
Yeah.
NPC. And I was like, yo, that'd be OP. I battled it and I had to do Olan. Olan's strong too, but like just the story premise and bringing Olan back for Lysander and stuff.
I
had to
could
do
not
it.
imagine a better person to have been named.
Yeah.
I also, Olan would not have even crossed my mind
Yeah.
in that moment. So huge kudos to that.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, oh, here comes Dandy.
Right.
Here comes Lion Dandy. And you came up with Olan, and it was just so much
You could
better.
have fucking named Dandelion.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to meta it because
Oh, I know what the fuck I wrote.
Yeah.
I know what I said and what I did. And honest to goodness, as soon as you told me what cards you wrote, I was looking at it and I was like, it's gonna be Olan. It's gonna be the name. He's already gone. So if anything bad happens, that'll be a new arc. If he is bad, then he can do anything else. If he there'll be ways to figure it out. But if it's good, it's this good thing. So I had a pretty big hunch that if that card was ever drawn, that would be who it went to. But I was also prepared for whatever bullshit you came up with. To be like, oh, it's Modius. Well, yeah, okay.
Well, it's because Coda, you have such this instinct for good narrative.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
That was
don't
gonna
know
be my
how
compliment.
intentionally you do it, but you just have this instinct for good narrative.
That was actually my compliment for Coda. For
Sorry.
that. I'll elaborate. You're fine, but it's good.
I just kind of wing it and fall ass backwards lucky and
That's why I said instinct.
Thanks.
You don't plan it, but it's instinct.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it for me. And I'll toss it to Lysander or Dash.
I was getting real fussy in that fight. I was real grumpy for a little while there. I was like, I can't fucking do anything. I'm mad. I'm bad at D&D. What is happening? But the biggest thing that I loved from me was just the reckless fury of you know what? Fuck you. I'm getting these crystals out of your chest. It's what I opened with. It's what I'm ending with. I'm gonna figure out what the fuck they do. And it was useful. And then I almost died 3 times. But I'm glad I was finally able to lean into that thing and use the aspect to do it. I forgot we could also compliment from last session. I can't believe our fucking prismatic wall plan worked. That was the
amazing.
wildest fucking thing that we managed to shove that motherfucker through a prismatic wall 5 times.
That's why we're alive right now.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why we succeeded.
100%.
That did burn a lot.
Man, every compliment I had for another human being has left my head all at once. Zach. It's my favorite. It's half the reason why I just want to say your name is for that face. As I'm sure last minute panic as it was, going into Ult's realm was really fucking smart. You're I can't fucking do anything right now. I need to save myself. I need to make sure Tepartos isn't cheese grated. I need to be away so my friends can fix it. Because even from Ult's realm, your book would have worked. So if anyone was set to... Oh, it wouldn't?
Once per long rest.
Oh, okay. Well, but it already got used, which is good. You bleed your entire self into that fight. And then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure the healer's corpse is fine. Let's just go. And that was very solid. So well done. And I'm gonna toss it to Ian to break the
Great.
cycle of giving it to the person you complimented.
Yay. Well, I'm gonna be an asshole and compliment everybody because I like, especially over the course of the last 2 sessions, not this one, I really do need to give a kudos to everybody. Like Lysander's ability to take things in stride and take Alon's existence back to themselves and kind of like take so much.
I have to rewrite my entire character development.
Well, yeah, honestly, like that sentence is what I'm so proud of you in the first place about, of how you've been kind of barreling in this one direction and now this is happening and you have just taken it so exquisitely is very impressive and difficult at the same time. And I'm very proud of you for doing so. And it's incredible to watch this, obviously the start of this journey, but watch it come to fruition is amazing. Coda, your ingenuity is always touched on, but impossible to ignore, whether or not it's the deck, your Leonin v. Garagak cosplay, as you will, the insane amount of versatility you have with just like plunging somebody through this wall of insane damage again and again and again and again. Your creativity and versatility knows no bounds. Ileana, your desire to protect your friends and your ability to do so. Like, people are like, oh my God, I want to do something for somebody, but I can't. And your ability to make the absolute most of your action economy is astounding. And you are truly a phenomenal force to be reckoned with. And not only you, but, all of the thralls you have underneath you, Big Heck, everything else. Like, you're terrifying. Like, you're a legitimately scary person. And I'm very happy to have you on the team.
Scary in a good way, if that wasn't clear.
Good scary.
Good
Very
scary.
good scary.
Good scary as in a fucking powerhouse that should
Like,
not be fucked
spooky
Yeah.
with.
Halloween, yay, scary, but also
So
like you're
thankful
my
she is
spooky
on our
Halloween.
side.
Yeah, I would
Glad Illy is not the one
want to
that
go
turned
against
to
you.
Xerxes.
Yeah, big time. And then Zach, like your decision to send me to Alt's dimension, the amount of damage that you did throughout, the course of the fight, everything that you did is just phenomenal. And I really feel like you've come into the character of Tumult and really made the most of what he is. Like, there is one more attack that went on to me because of your predisposition to what you put on top of me that would have happened onto somebody else that might have completely changed the entire tide of this battle. And your ability to not only react within the situations that are happening, but to prepare ahead of time is literally life and death. And a big part of the reason why we're all here right now. And not sans me or sans Lysander or sans Ileana or anybody else. And that's huge. And there's a cat in the background. And Rob, I know that you were struggling and frustrated in the first day of this compliment wrap up. I know that you were having a hard time with Argus at the start, but this time you really came through. Your like big eagle, giant ape, dive bomb, massive damage hit, the versatility that you gave Ileana, you are the poster child of a support character and a big time damage dealer. And you are proving yourself as a incredibly important and valuable member of this party. And we miss Anouk a lot, but Argus is irreplaceable at this point. And what you have done and the strategic and intellectual way that you have played him has been completely indispensable at this point.
He's such the kick in the ass we fucking needed.
He really is. and his fun, joyous, chaotic energy that he brings to all of this of just saying "fuck you, Xerxes" on national television, like no holds barred, is just, it's everything. I know you've had a hard time with it, but I could not love him more. I'm sorry I've taken up so much time, but I've said this a couple of times before, but I did a good job being dead. But I spent a lot of this time dead, but I'm really happy that I had a moment.
It's
with
true. You've had a
Alon.
hard few chunks of time of
I
death.
have. I've been dead a lot for the person that heals the party. And honestly, that makes me happy that I am a threat enough that Alex needs to take me out of the picture. I do well with the role that I fit into. I care about the people that I want to keep alive, and alive or not, when I come back, I'm happy that I have the ability to embrace those moments and that emotional vulnerability that keeps us going. I'm happy that I got a moment with Alon. I'm happy I got a moment with Lysander. And I'm also happy that in combat, I made every single spell slot that I spent count. Like all of my spells were placed exquisitely, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And I'm sorry I had a very long-winded thing. And Devin, go for it.
I know. How dare you say nice things to your friends?
I'm sorry, I'm not the DM.
This is really fun. This whole fight was really fun. I'm gonna do what Ian did and give compliments to everybody, but I'm gonna do
Yay.
it super fast. Just because like highlights of what I liked from the last two, mostly just this last one, but the last two episodes.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Yeah. Tepaltos, just like the blush whenever like Tumult's telling you what the thing means as you walk in. Like I think that's just a great moment. It's already been said a couple times, but August, the eagle into the giant ape drop kick, also another good one. Loved it. Coda, Geogak, Leonin, when you poked your head out because of the ruckus, and like I think it was Lysander was like, wait, hold on, Geogak, Leonin, and you're like, oh shit, hold on, just got right back in. Loved it. Dash, your actual jaw drop when Coda was saying Olan. I mean, it just shows like your dedication to like you get into your character.
I
And,
didn't expect, did not even cross my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Such genuine surprise.
And Zach and Tumult, just again, I've said it a few times, but that play where like I'm gonna take Tumultus's body and just poof into my, into Ult's domain, that was really good. And even before that, like I'm gonna ready levitate to like prevent the splat if that happens, like just your preemptive actions and like I don't know, I liked it. For myself, I liked the bed thing where I had Big Heck take Ileana and just like, I mean, she's an elf. She doesn't even sleep anyway, but she's sleeping.
Yeah, she had a really busy,
Sleeping.
48 hours. It's like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
not getting out of bed for fucking anything. Even the Titan god of war, basically, primordial deity.
Ileana's still fully in bed while this like god has revealed himself, just like, sup? Oh, she's sleeping. Love it.
Gotta keep the voice down,
It just has a stuffy. Just
Yeah. It's a stuffy of hands.
Oh, buddy.
she doesn't even know. It was just fucking left in one of our bags.
I think it was Zach. Is Zach the last one?
Yes. I
Damn.
think.
I thought it
Or
might go
Argus?
slightly unnoticed, I guess I'll do just a mini thing of what the last two people did because I kind of do it a lot. So, but Alex, like, you really have to take your compliments for this. I know you don't like to take compliments very often, but this combat, as frustrating as it was, and the Contest of Champions as a whole, is some of the best stuff that you've come up with so far for this campaign. I know you planned some of it well in advance and then changed it as we went, but like you planned for a lot of this to happen. Like you came up with this was purely your mind space. It was awesome. It was fun. It was very frustrating. It made us think. It made us waste almost every available resource.
I would also
And
say probably one of the best things you've come up in any of your games.
Yeah.
And you could tell how fucking proud you are of it.
yeah. So
was
I'm
really
I'm a
fun
bit
to
serious
play.
about this for Dash and Lysander. The going down and coming up at one hit point and just straight seething anger reignited your aspect and just started barehand attacking this person. Basically, you knew that you were most likely going to get hit again, so you did whatever you could in a simple act of desperation. Like, and then you did end up not getting hit again, but like you went into the moment of I need to do something and I will do anything. Crystals, the first thing you thought of, first thing that we saw, crystals. Do something about it. See what happens.
I knocked the cleric free.
Coda, I had a feeling you were gonna go to a lawn only when you asked, do they have to be alive?
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were gonna name a dragon or just one of our other powerful allies you may have written down. But like when you asked, do they have to be alive? I immediately was like, oh, he's gonna say Olan. Like, what else? That I would say it if Alex said yes to this question. Like if they're
We
dead.
all knew it was going to be Morzy. We knew.
You said NPC.
Yeah, you said NPC.
I thought about it too. It was like, what happens if he brings fucking Morzir back? Morzir crossed my mind, but Olan didn't.
Honestly, Olan was the first person that crossed mine.
I went immediately to dragons or some other powerful ally just because he said any NPC, and I was like, oh yeah, Terrence means a lot to Leonin and Coda, so that could be an option. But then he asked, do they have to be alive? And I was like, Olan is probably on the front of his mind because they mean more to the party, and Coda, like Dash has said, has a really good like instinct for just good narrative. So that was shout out. Like can't even think enough. And then the second thing I wanted to think or laugh about was the ball bearing thing. Just it does one damage. I don't care. Mink.
Yeah, that's all I could do. I was like, fuck it.
Rob.
We got to get you a ranged weapon, buddy.
Yeah.
Rob and Argus, man, just don't take this the wrong way. But it's the little things for Argus that make me love him just as much as Anuk did. But for the chaos things, just the little the note for Tapartos, the fake being asleep, the going crazy afterwards, and just like, are you not entertained? Like stuff that I did like at the beginning of that fight when we first walked into the ring. Just direct the attention elsewhere. Just do everything. I know you were frustrated in the combat, but it's the little things that you do as Argus and the things you did as Anuk make me love them for different reasons. But I really, really enjoy Argus. I still love Anuk like to death, but Argus is by far growing on me. And maybe just because it's more recent, but like it's the little things. And I appreciate it. Ileana, I mean, Ileana character, enough said, like all of it. You as a being in your mind space that you've come up with for everything you do and that you have her do is, I mean, each week you can't prepare for it. I may think you will do one thing and you will go over there. I was in the wrong, I pulled up to the wrong field. It was bad, but it is great having you around, and I'm glad that Ileana has made it this far and will continue to go farther, and I want to see where she goes as a character. And then Departos, I'm sorry, you dead.
That
But
fucking toast
yeah.
though. That fucking toast though, bro.
I mean, trying to do everything I could, knowing I had one pack slot left. I had no other spell slots. I had no magic items that could do anything for me. I had nothing. And the reason I was throwing insults is I was just trying to pull his attention even a little bit because I knew when I said certain things, it paid attention to something else, regardless of what its plan was. It looked or did something slightly different than intended. So all I did was slow down its attacks on you, try to make it look anywhere else to buy us as much time as possible, and just do what we could, because I knew that we had at least one of the potions. And I was like, if we can get a long rest on anybody that has access to saving you, we could probably all get back in this fight. So I did with what I had left to get you back. And man, when you came back and just the how was like you felt like I know you did your college and everything for acting, but like the way you seamlessly. Yeah, don't even. I don't know how to like go about it. Like
I know you did your college.
Or acting.
Oh, you did your thing, but like the genuine emotions put into Tepartos and the I have to switch gears of, yes, I know all this went down, but Tepartos was dead, and I have to play it, and and then all your growth that you've been putting into it and changes has been awesome.
Thank you.
So thank you for being you and Dash being our lead role players, because it makes it great content for people. They like us, you know.
Also, counterpoint, we're good foils.
Yeah.
So that was good. For me, I already said part of my compliment. Like, I just did everything I possibly could.
Mhm.
Gave it all, and afterwards, I went when I went to Alt Domain, and I was like, I gave it all, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't like a sad, like, crap, are we gonna die moment. It was a, well, you know, I did everything. Whatever happens, happens. I did everything, like, literally possible to my being. If that wasn't enough, well, this is where the story ends. And it turned out I was wrong. I missed all of it. I missed all the cool shit. But you know, it was nice to feel that, like, I generally felt as a player, just like I did everything possible this character could possibly do, and I was satisfied. So thank you, Alex, for giving me that ability to have that moment. I think that's over to our lovely DM to take his short time.
We all been long-winded this episode, except for me,
Oh,
who went
yeah.
head empty and panicked.
You did great.
My compliment is going to be one compliment, but it's going to go to all of you. I agree with all of you that pointed out the small things people did, that pointed out the strategies and the tactics and all of those things. I've sang it through the episode and saying through those things. It's like, you guys are killing it. You guys are crushing it. You guys are doing good. You guys are keeping my toes. I felt bad having it end with Olan how it did, and with that being like the linchpin in the system. So I want to go over some numbers with you guys. At base, that character had 420 hit points.
Holy fuck.
Oofta.
That is not including the aspects and all of their separate health pools based off of their characters and what they were built for. Each character had 3 attuned magic items. Each of the aspects could act separately, could do whatever they were going to do. And each one was built to the optimization to be optimal in my mind.
Yeah, and you're a power gamer.
At 20th level, correct?
At 20th level for each.
Fuck.
He was a Path of the Totem Barbarian. So he's taking half damage from everything you guys were doing. He got full healed twice.
Halfway through.
One for the power word heal, one through the various healing like spells that were dumped into him through the thing. At the end of that combat, he had 37 hit points left.
Oh my god, we almost legit did it.
Yeah.
I cannot stress enough. You were intended to die.
I did.
This was intended to be a slaughter.
A TPK. But it also took him until the end of the first session, start of the second one for Tepartos to even go unconscious.
Yeah.
So that's hardy.
You all are brilliant. You all are absolutely fucking amazing at this game. I don't care if you had the moments where you felt like you weren't doing anything. I don't care if you had the moments where you could literally do nothing. Each and every one of you played such a pivotal part in making this combat not just survivable, not just prolonged, but to win. Normally, I don't go into details about that kind of stuff, right? Like, and that's a DM thing. Is if I fudge health on something, or if I shift this, that, or the other to make the story more interesting, then like I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to be like, oh well, I added 200 hit points halfway through or whatever because you guys were killing it too fast, or blah 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 blah. But you guys need to understand how well you did. For a large portion of that combat, he had a 27 AC.
Absolutely fucking asinine.
That's base book. I didn't homebrew a goddamn thing about the characters.
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic immediately shifted the game plan. Putting him into a stun for a full round immediately shifted the game plan. Everything you guys did from the first fucking moment completely changed where I had to be at in my brain. From I think turn 2, I was scrolling through spell lists. I was looking at items. I was looking at everything that I had at my disposal to see what I could do. All of the big hits, Lysander fully negated. Garagak was a fucking mammoth tank that just could not be taken down. All of the things that I did were based off of your guys' actions, based off the things that you all did, based off of how good you guys played this. I don't want any single one of you to ever doubt that you have a brain for this, or a brain for tactics, or a brain for anything like that. Because you have proved over the last 2 episodes of this show that you absolutely do. Every time that I pre-plan something, every time that I go with that, every DM knows that when you pre-plan as much as I do for this, it's never going to go that way. It's never going to happen how you think it's going to happen. And other DMs out there might disagree with me. Every time it doesn't go that way, it's not because your characters aren't following the path you set for them. It's because your characters were smarter than you. It's because your players were smarter than you. It's because your players outthought you. And that's not an insult to you as a DM. There's, 2, 3, 4, 6 brains against yours. But that credit needs to go where that credit goes. All of you constantly amaze me when you play this game. And I'm so very proud of all of you. Words cannot describe. I'm so proud. For me, I was proud of this. And halfway through the combat, or like halfway through last week, I thought I didn't do good enough. I was like, man, I really am bad at this. Cool. People were frustrated. People were, as soon as the flying started, people were like, man, I can't do anything. I can't do this thing. And I felt awful. I was like, man, I should have come up with a different way to do this. I should have come up with a better way to do this. I should have come up with a different strategy for this. All of my work was dog shit. All of this was just absolutely awful. And I should never have even tried to do this. It's bad. It's real bad. but I don't think that's what happened, and I don't think that's what that means. I think the contest overall, I think that character, I think how this played out is exactly how it should have happened. It's not what I planned, but I think it went extremely well. And it leaves the way that everything played out and adapting to what came and being ready to kind of just shift things forward and progress things through. And I quite literally rewrite how the campaign progresses from here at a moment's notice and be willing to roll with that punch.
Again.
I'm so happy.
I'm proud of myself for being able to do that. And I'm excited for what comes next. You've given me something to do with my shorter days at work for this week, is rewrite and be ready for next time. Yeah, long-winded compliments episode, but that's a good thing. It means there was a lot of nice things to say about everybody. Those of you at home, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us for these compliment wrap-ups. I hope it brought a little bit of positivity into your day. Again, I think we say it every week. Do this with your groups at home. Do this with your groups, and it doesn't have to be TTRPG stuff. It can be whatever. Just spend a little time spreading a little positivity, and it'll go a really long way. Other than that, we'll see you guys next Wednesday for another episode of The Dice That Bind Us. Bye, everybody.
Bye.